I was poking around just to see what I could find. And developer.twitter.com. So, oh, interesting. All right. So, dashboard, maybe that's where all that stuff was. Codineer, apps. Okay, I guess it added all these into apps. So we had Codineer here, details, and if we go over to permissions and we edit them, you can see here additional permissions. It's really hard to read, but it says request email address from users. And I can't check it. And the reason is you have to add a terms of service URL and privacy policy URL in app details to enable additional permissions. So we're going to do that right here. Edit details. Privacy. All right. Now, I'm just going to save it and see if... There we go. So now it's enabled the permissions. So now it wants me to regenerate the tokens. So that means that, of course... Hi! You get to watch me while I regenerate tokens because I don't want the public. So I'm going to regenerate them. I'm going to have to put them back into here. So that was, yeah, Rails. So it's bundle exec Rails. Credentials : edit, and I have an editor here. Yeah. So you can see here. This is what I'm typing. Editor. Blah 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 blah. I actually just hit up until I found it again. So. So new API key, new secret key, there we go. Save, yes. Okay, file encrypted and saved. So now we can turn that back on. All right, now I may need to revoke the key. Hang on, I gotta go close that window, the website, because it has the key. I'm just going to go ahead and revoke. And that way it'll just generate new access tokens. Okay. There we go, app details. All right, so looks like the web server's still running, so localhost 3000. /accounts sign in. All right, so sign in with Twitter. Authorize app. direct me back to the application, and it raised false still, so user.valid, user.errors, email can't be blank, details. Alright, so auth.info.email is still nil. So yeah, it's set to request email address from users. I wonder if this addresses it. If it doesn't, so it's getting a cookie overflow, which is not what I'm running into. So omniauth devise email blank. All right. All right. Um, include email. Found a checkbox to select my Twitter's app settings. Okay, so it looks like there's a parameter for that. include email. Equals true. I'm wondering if I'm wasting too much time on this and I should just get on with building the rest of the app. Come back to this later, allow people to sign in with Twitter later. Oh, I bet I know what's going on. So it was using the old credentials. See, now it's valid. So it was using the old key and secret. Okay, so that ought to fix that. So now if we reload, sign in with Twitter, redirected us to the dashboard, successfully authenticated from Twitter account. There we go. Okay, so I could do GitHub as well. But yeah, that looks like it's working. So now what we need to do is we need to add a role to this. So all right. Now I haven't really used Pundit a whole lot. I've used some of the other stuff like I've used CanCan and some of the other ones. Didn't really. I haven't really loved any of the ones I've used. But yeah, we're gonna install Pundit, see where it gets us. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like there's an admin flag. So what I may want to do is I'm just trying to think, because I'm probably going to have a role for like, I could see an overlap where, like, somebody like me, for example, I could be a student, an admin, and an author. And so I'm going to want it to treat me, you know, according to what I am, right? So all of the student functionality as far as like tracking course progress and stuff like that, you know, I want it to do that. And I don't want to be, I don't want to have to say, well, you can do that on everybody who has the admin role or the author role or the student role, right? Most of our authors are probably going to get accounts where they can access some or all of the courses. So they're going to have a student role and an author role. I could see people also possibly having like a paid role and a free role, depending on what we offer. So anyway, so we're just going to kind of run through some of this. So Rails generate model role. It's going to have a name. And then we're going to have a many-to-many. So Rails generate model. I used to do the many-to-many, which is the has and belongs to many in Rails, but I really like the has many through functionality because I can add metadata to the role. So Rails G model count role. So this is the thing that ties the account and the role together. So it's going to have an account reference and a role reference. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say an account has many account roles, has many roles through account roles. And then we do something like this, def admin. And then we'll say roles.include and then I'm going to do this, which means that I need that functionality on roles. So def name. And so it's just going to be, it's a class method, self dot. So then it'll be, self is implied here, so where name dot 2s dot first. So this should give us the first role where that occurs. And then we can also, as many account roles and has many accounts through account roles. So then that belongs to account, it belongs to role. So we are good to go. Picky, picky. No, it has to have the right number of ends in it. It doesn't like that. Probably just ditch the parentheses. And then we're going to want to create these roles, right? So db seeds role.create. And the bang, the create bang, means if it's not valid for whatever reason, it's going to blow up. I think it's find or create by. So it'll either find it or it's going to create it. I think that worked. Getting a lot of warnings off of Ruby 2.7. Alright, so now we want to start pulling view into this. And I'm trying to decide if I want to use view to just recreate all of this. So just have like a menu component and but I can drop like blog. I don't need that. I don't need blog, I don't need episodes, I don't need book, I just want courses. And I kind of do want this list, right? Because then I can create categories. Search, I might want to search. Anyway, I need to figure out how it does that and put that on devchat.tv. Because I dig that a ton more than what it's got right now, so anyway. Yeah, I like the night mode thing. Dashboard, account settings, I can update. Upgrade to premium, I'm going to want. Because then if I offer free courses, people can just sign up for free. Boom, right? They're in. And then if they want to upgrade to premium, they can. And ooh, make people sing out. So anyway, so let's go ahead and put Rails in here. Or not Rails, put Vue in here. Because I really want to dig in and start getting Vue running here. So the Vue stuff is all in app JavaScript. Where's the JavaScript? There we go. So app.vue. And so this is the main app component. So what I think I can get away with, because this just sets up general data in here. So let's go ahead and Let's see, let's go to views because that's where all this stuff lives. So in the index here, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to put it in the layout. For the head. But it looks like it also includes turbo links. No. So we'll cut it and paste. I don't know that I'm planning to use turbo links at the moment. But then that's in the application layout. So let's drop. Come on, skip to the end. So then this is also included in the layout stuff. That's interesting. So it has that style at the end, and I don't know why it's not in a CSS file. But I'm going to go ahead and put that in the layout too. So it includes application, whatever. I'll pull it out if I never figure out what's going on with it. But yeah. So that manages that. Create a home layout. Phone. Hello, phone. But the reason that I want this is, if you remember the privacy policy page and stuff that we had to set up for Twitter, I want to be able to put that in here. So if I can put that into a layout and then application controller, no, home controller. Then that should work there. Now, it's been long enough since I played with Webpacker, so that should work just fine. And localhost 2000. Yeah. Render layout false. I thought for sure there was a way to... Oh. It's right there. Does it not take symbols? Just wanted a string. Okay. So far so good. All right, so let's start layering in the view code. So we'll do pundit later. Yeah. All right, so in order to pull in the view code, we have app view. I don't remember how to use the Webpacker stuff. Oh, I hate Medium. I always ask you to sign in to get access to garbage. Okay. I'm already using Webpacker. I'm not gonna fiddle with it right now. Okay, so this div ID app. So I'm assuming that that's what it's looking for. So if we let's close all this. Blah, 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 close all this stuff. Now that we have it all working, I should commit before we get any further. So, all right. So now, oh, I don't have a remote source yet. Let's set that up. By the way, I'm sorry to do this, but it's going to be private. Also, I've never quite figured out how to just add it to a repo in VS Code, and honestly, you only have to do it once, so I'm just going to do it that way. So, yeah. All right. So far, so good. So now I can fiddle with this stuff. So I do that, and then I do the JavaScript. It's like include pack, something like that. JavaScript packs with chunk. Main. It's still running the server. Oh, I think the closed body tag is not needed anymore either. Favicon. Boy, doesn't like something. Boy, it's thinking. Oh, there's something there it doesn't like. Webpacker compile. Fine. Okay. Okay, have that in the gem file. I'm pretty sure it's already installed. JavaScript pack tag. And then it's looking for that tag, app. Oh, here we go. Pretty sure, yeah. Boy. Oh. Rails server. All right. Okay. Webpacker can't find app in manifest.json. Well, I think it's because it's hello view or application. Oh, there we go. Okay. So all right, so that's what we're looking at here. So then what it does is, just to make sure I understand what's going on here, is so hello view says find tag app. No. It renders the tag app and it appends it to the body tag, which means that technically let me just try this out. Yeah, so it just sticks it in here as a child of the body. And so this is what gets stuck in there is the app blah blah blah, which means that I can start piecing that dashboard together out of view components. That also means that I think here for data, I can use Axios to load that up. So anyway, so we've got our app in here for this. So now what I want to do, because I want to do the full spa treatment, right? So I want to put the menu in there and use actual view routing in to, you know, change state and load courses and all that stuff. Because I really do want to learn view. I don't want to just, you know, kind of minimally drop it in. So what I'm going to do here then is, because most of my application is going to be in here now. So I want to drop in the menu. Right. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to just be able to do it like that. And as I've been playing with view, if I remember right, I need to actually include the menu component here, so all right. It's funny, I can hear my wife tucking in my daughter for her nap. So that's going to look something like this. It's going to have I'm not going to add any style to it yet. But then this is going to include the menu stuff. Intro, let's go back here. GitHub. Let's see, where was it? App, views, dashboard, index. So it was all in an ID wrapper. So let's go ahead and change that. So we'll do a search overlay component as well. And it's going to have a template like this. And that template is going to look a lot like that. Hang on. That's the mobile header. This is the search box right here. And if I remember right, templates can only have one child. So, yeah, and I'm going to have to actually work in the results when people search. But anyway. All right, so if we do that much, does it rebuild the pack here? Yeah, it does. You can see it did a whole bunch of that compile work. So it did move it into wrapper. So it pulled in a search overlay. So how do I get that to replace? I'm sure this is basic stuff, but okay. Okay, there we go. So import pixel from pixel. In this case, it's import search overlay from search overlay, right? that's done doing the data thing, and then so something like that. We want them capitalized. And to look something like that. Because that seems to highlight differently. Huh. Well, didn't load the other stuff. Here we go. Back to top. Is there an error? Yep. Oh. Dear comma, we missed you. Alright, so yeah, so now it says menu over here. Because inside the wrapper, it added the search box and the search overlay stuff and the menu. Okay, so I can at least build out the HTML here, and then I can start figuring out how to make it interact with the back end. So I can either build GraphQL in Rails, which I know you can do, and use something like Apollo, or I can just use Axios and create some REST APIs. And then just do, you know, authorization checking, or, you know, run a session and pull stuff out of the session. We are running right about at an hour, which is where I want to be every day. So I'm probably going to wrap it up here. But yeah, if I can get that interface reconstructed into here in using Vue, and then I can start, you know, layering on the functionality, I think that would be cool. So, because then what happens is they log in and then they just get this single page app that gives them all of their course information and junk like that. So anyway, I'm going to end here, and yeah, we'll see where we wind up from here on in. So yeah, so good luck, and yeah, I'll have another video tomorrow.